We are here this afternoon because a man was killed. We are here this afternoon because of a homicide. In most civilized societies, that is considered a crime. But regardless of the legal definition of what happened, we are here because a man was killed. And because a man was killed, there are several hundred lives that have been shattered, and that will never be the same. This family is seeking justice, and you cannot have justice if you do not have truth. We do not want another family to go through what we have gone through from this incident. We are here because we want to see change. We want to see change in the way that law enforcement responds to communities, particularly communities of color. And right here in Los Angeles, we want to see change in the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. The family in the last couple of weeks, has been dishonored by the versions of events that have been given to us by the Sheriff's Department. We have learned at various times and in various ways that a peaceful, law-abiding, nonviolent, loving young man was accused of firing at police officers, described as being violent. We have heard him described as charging at police officers. We have heard him described in tones such as an individual who has disobeyed law enforcement commands. And what we want to say here is that those things are false, those representations are false, and not only are we going to institute litigation to demonstrate that they're false, but we are going to demand that the Sheriff's Department, in addition to saying that he was not involved in any serious crime, come forward and say that it was their tactical blunders that caused this to happen, that it was not his fault, that it was their mistake, their series of mistakes compounded. Said is that Donnell was charging at them, that they fired at him because he was charging at them, that he disobeyed their commands and that he was running towards them and ostensibly in an act of self-defense, and they shot him. What you weren't told is that one of those shots went into his back, traveled at a downward trajectory, and was a fatal wound. And what the Sheriff's Department has not told you is why, if this man is charging at you, if he's running towards you, how is it that he's shot in the back? How is that? And when we talk about justice, we are basically talking about truth. Because you cannot have justice without truth. To do is blame the victim. And when I say victim, I mean victim. He had committed no crime. He had no weapon. He had the legal right to be where he was when this happened. He had the legal right to be doing what he was doing when this happened. It's not his fault that the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department Special Enforcement Bureau descended upon him in the wee hours of the morning with grenades, with rubber bullets, with the predisposed intention to shoot him. He wasn't shot by a gang member. He wasn't shot by street violence. He was shot by the individuals that we entrust to protect and serve. But that is why we are here, because we don't want this to keep happening. This is a story that has played out all too often in our nation's history, in our recent history. Why does the same thing keep happening? Why does the same thing keep happening to the same kind of person? Enough is enough. You can't blame him. It's their fault. It is completely their fault. He had committed no crime. He had done nothing wrong. He was just there. And not only did they shoot him, but they shot him in the back. You cannot have justice without truth. On behalf of the entire family, I want to thank you all for taking an interest in this case. This concludes the press conference. If anyone would have any questions.